For decades, the journey into a black hole has been the ultimate thought experiment for physicists and dreamers alike. Einstein's theory of general relativity painted a picture that was both terrifying and strangely peaceful. As you fall towards the event horizon, the point of no return, you would feel nothing unusual. You would simply slip across this invisible boundary, blissfully unaware that you had just sealed your fate. From your perspective, your journey would continue towards the singularity at the center, a point where you would be stretched into a thin strand of atoms in a process poetically named spaghettification. It would be a definitive, but not a violent end at the hands of gravity. This has been the accepted story, but this story is a lie. A profound and terrifying paradox at the heart of modern physics suggests that what happens at the event horizon is not a peaceful passage. It is an instantaneous, brutal, and absolute annihilation. It is a place where the laws of the universe break down and erect a barrier of pure, incandescent energy. It is called the firewall, and it means that the moment you touch a black hole, you burn. This terrifying idea was not born from a desire for a more dramatic theory. It was forced upon physicists by a deep and irreconcilable conflict between Einstein's theory of relativity and the laws of quantum mechanics. The conflict revolves around one of the most sacred principles in science, the conservation of information. Quantum mechanics insists that information can never be truly destroyed. The information that makes you you, the specific arrangement of all your particles, can be scrambled, but it can never be erased from the universe. Einstein's theory, however, says that once you cross the event horizon, you and all your information are cut off from the rest of the universe forever, eventually to be crushed out of existence at the singularity. For a long time, physicists believed there was a way around this, a solution proposed by Stephen Hawking. Hawking discovered that black holes are not completely black. They slowly evaporate over immense timescales, releasing a faint glow of particles now known as Hawking radiation. He proposed that the information of the things that fell into the black hole could be slowly, and in a very scrambled form, imprinted on this outgoing radiation. This would mean that the information does escape, and the laws of quantum mechanics are saved. It was a beautiful, elegant solution that seemed to resolve the paradox. But in 2012, a group of physicists pointed out a fatal flaw in this idea, a flaw so deep it would lead to the terrifying concept of the firewall. The problem is a quantum phenomenon called entanglement. Imagine you create a pair of entangled particles. They are now linked in a profound way. If you measure one, you instantly know the state of the other, no matter how far apart they are. The firewall paradox arises from considering the entanglement of the Hawking radiation. For information to be preserved, each particle of Hawking radiation that escapes the black hole must be entangled with all the radiation that has previously escaped. But quantum mechanics has a strict rule. A single particle can only be fully entangled with one other particle at a time. It cannot be married to two partners at once. This is called the monogamy of entanglement. And here is the paradox. For the event horizon to be a smooth, unremarkable place as predicted by Einstein, the escaping Hawking particle must also be entangled with its twin particle that falls into the black hole. This means the single outgoing particle has to be fully entangled with two separate systems at once. The particle that fell in and all the radiation that has already left. It is a quantum impossibility. It is a contradiction in the math that cannot be resolved. The universe forbids this from happening. To break this illegal quantum marriage, something has to give. The physicists proposed a brutal solution. The entanglement between the particle escaping and the particle falling in must be violently severed. This act of severing the entanglement would release a tremendous amount of energy. This energy would create a seething, chaotic, high-energy barrier of particles right at the location of the event horizon. This is the firewall. It is a wall of fire. At a temperature potentially trillions of degrees, that exists at the precise boundary of every black hole in the universe. It is the universe's violent solution to a quantum paradox. And it means that Einstein's gentle picture of a peaceful passage across the horizon is wrong. The event horizon is not an empty doorway. It is the most violent place in the entire cosmos. The silence of space holds the greatest secrets, secrets that could rewrite the very definition of our reality. Our journey is to listen to that silence and decode its messages, to join this expedition into the deepest, most reality-bending mysteries of the cosmos. Subscribe to Cosmo Quest 888 and activate the notification bell. You will be on the front lines as we peel back the layers of our perceived universe and stare into the firewall. So what would happen to our brave astronaut? As they fell towards the black hole, they would see the familiar warped space, the light from distant stars bending around the dark circle. But as they reached what they thought was the event horizon, they would not slip through. They would collide with a wall of pure energy. From their perspective, it would be an instantaneous flash of oblivion. They and their spaceship would be vaporized, their constituent particles converted into a burst of high-energy radiation, their information immediately scrambled and imprinted onto the firewall itself, ready to be radiated back out into the universe. There is no journey into the black hole. There is no spaghettification. There is no glimpse of the singularity. There is only the firewall. The black hole is not a prison. It is an incinerator. This idea is deeply disturbing to physicists. It means that one of our two pillars of modern science must be wrong. Either Einstein's principle of equivalence, which demands that the event horizon be an unremarkable place, is incorrect, or the laws of quantum mechanics as we know them are incomplete. The firewall paradox is not just a scary thought experiment. It is a sign that we have reached the absolute limit of our current understanding of reality. It is a clue, a brutal, fiery clue, that points towards a new, deeper theory of quantum gravity, a theory that can unite the smooth, geometric world of Einstein with the chaotic, paradoxical world of quantum mechanics. The firewall is the seam where these two realities meet and tear apart. Some physicists have proposed even stranger ways out of the paradox. Perhaps the information is not stored at the firewall, but is transferred through microscopic wormholes. Or, perhaps, in a concept called complementarity, the reality you experience depends on your frame of reference. For a distant observer, the astronaut's information is radiated back out from the firewall. But for the astronaut themselves, they pass through peacefully. Their reality completely disconnected from ours. They would be alive inside the black hole and dead on the outside at the very same time. These are the kinds of mind-bending ideas that the firewall paradox forces us to consider. It has pushed physics into a new realm of speculation, where the nature of space, time, and information itself is up for grabs. The firewall paradox transforms black holes from cosmic mysteries into cosmic monsters of a different kind. They are no longer silent, patient collectors of matter. They are raging furnaces, surrounded by a wall of fire that patrols their border. They are the ultimate cosmic gatekeepers, not just preventing escape from within, but preventing entry from without. This fiery barrier, born from a subtle contradiction in quantum mechanics, may be the most dominant and destructive force in the entire universe. And it means that the secrets locked away inside black holes are destined to remain secrets forever, guarded by a fire that consumes all who try to learn them. The gentle death that Einstein promised was a comforting lie. The universe in its deepest and darkest places is far more violent than we ever dared to imagine.